Yo, what's up, my dark mages? This your boy Zokumeister here, back with another video. And you see, this is part 5, or part 6. Sorry for the delay, but I'm going to try to upload. I'm actually going to try to upload more, but this is What If Naofumi Was a Saiyan? Part 6. Without any further ado, let's get into it. The last part I left off, he was actually able to do Super Saiyan after he thought he lost Philo. But he was actually able to save the village. And he got the bandages dropped. He got the bandages dropped on Raptaya. So they leave the village, so Raptaya still get healed. But then they go and find Melty. Philo asks to play with her. Then and Naofumi actually agrees. But don't go too long. But come back soon, because they still have work to do. Alright, so a few hours go by, and Naofumi and Raptaya got a hotel room, or got an inn room. They both got an inn room. And Philo came back with the girl and says she shares her story about how she was traveling with a group of nobles and protectors. Then she wanted to play with the Felodials since she got lost. She wanted to play with the Felodials and got lost. So now Fumi's like, hey, will you pay me if I escort you there myself? And she says, well, yes, my father will pay you handsomely. My father will pay you handsomely. And now Fumi says, fine. But better not spread any rumors about the devil of the shield. Of course not, Treasure. Of course not, Treasure Hero. So Mata still happen. They still go fishing, but Philo still gets mad. And if you cut science up, where they dart, Philo, it still happen in canon. Well, Get Session still happen in canon. They still think they find Melty Jess, and they still think Philo ate her, saying that she even said her own kind looked good. But Melty then just proceeded to come out of Philo feathers, finding out, and after me finding out they're really, and now Fumi found out that they're really soft. He asked himself, "Huh? Do these feathers have some kind of sleep-inducing agencies or something?" He says, "Nah, that can't be it. Nah, that can't be it. I'm just with a bunch of children." So time goes by, and eventually you make it to the capital of Merrymark, back to the main city. And Raphael goes to take Philo home and collect the reward. The reward, like Naofumi said. And the Spirit Hero still comes and attack Naofumi, release your slave right now. But I thought we already been over this. As he just blocks Melciato attacks with his shield, not wanting to attack him. Raphtaya isn't a slave. You idiot. I'm not talking about Raphtaya. I'm talking about the angel Philo. Wait. Wait. Philo isn't. Shut it, you scum. As he just started shooting blasts. As he just began shooting blasts at Naofumi. It says, you bastard. As Naofumi equips to a stronger shield, even though he really doesn't need it. And he's like, we can't fight here, there's people around. And people start crying out. Start yelling at them. But then mine comes in. And not anymore. This is now an official duel between the sword and the shield. As the knights surround Naofumi and Mosiasu. And he's like, now, let us begin. But then Melty shows up. Still, calling the whole thing off. And they still meet in the end. And Naofumi still say he really just doesn't trust her at all. As Naofumi, and she goes off running and crying. But Naofumi notices they still have 2 days before your wave. So Naofumi takes off his armor at for his sand battle gear or his armor. And asks the blacksmith to repair it. He's like, okay. And he even makes some armor for Raphael, and he even makes a weapon for Philo on the house. He proclaims. He proclaims. But Naofumi, this session seals go the same as in canon. Actually, there's not much to say. He still goes to the village, and he still sees the knights, and he still acts to become a part of his village. Ain't not much his party. Not much actually changed here. It's 2 days times ago. Naofumi's armor is fully repaired. It's fully repaired. His armor is fully repaired itself. Raphael got some new armor and a new weapon, and Philo got a new weapon, so they're all a bunch stronger. So it was about 10 minutes before the wave. And now Full meets inside. Now Fumi goes Super Saiyan. Right before the wave begins to save energy. Or think he's going to preserve energy. And the black stuff like, wait. What? Huh, that's odd. Never seen anything like that before, kid. As they begin to teleport. And we cut a few hours away, just as in canon. It says, Sir Naofumi, Sir Hero, we finished clearing out the marshes over here. And Versailles comes up, me too. What's taking him so long? It should not have taken this long. I thought it would have been done by now. What are they doing up there? Philo, Raphael, let's go. Knights. And then he sees the old lady he helped heal. And she began bossing with the lizard man, just sending the man's flying. She began sending the man's flying. He says, don't worry, Sir Hero. I don't know what was in that menace you gave me, but I feel like I'm back in my prime. Don't worry, I can handle these low level lizard man. It's gonna be fine, Sir Hero. And she's like, alright, got it. As Naofumi begins to fly, as he got a new skill a lot called flight, he begins to use it. He even encrypted it on other people, so he encrypts it on Philo and Raphael, and you just fly up to the ship. Ren, what's going on? Not Ren, but Isaki. Isaki, yeah. What's going on? I don't know what they're doing there, but I told them we have to attack the front of the ship in order to summon a wave boss. Huh. Hold on, I'm going to go up there and see what's going on. Alright. So Naofumi and Raphael then fly up there. Ren, Motoyasu, what are you two doing? My question, Devil of Chill, you're just getting our way. Chill her, leave. What are you guys doing? Don't you see that your wave should have ended by now? People are going to get hurt. Don't you think I know that? Ren said. That's why I'm attacking the Skull Man. In order to summon your wave boss. Mostly and I told you that's not going to work. I'm telling you that's not going to work. You have to attack the creatures. Yeah, whatever the creature was. I'm gonna be honest, I straight up forgot the creature name. As Naofumi noticed summoning a shadow, as he powers up, and he says attack the shadows, expanding his keybringer. And they both attack the boss, summoning a Soul Eater. And mostly has to burst out, wait, why is your hair blind? I even though hair dye was possible in this world, copycat. Nobody's copying you. So they each summon lightning javelins and spears at the Soul Eater, and it's doing nothing. And Philo tries to attack it, and she's only stripping off a little bit of its HP. Now Fumi says to use wind-based attack. Wind-based attacks, that seems to be the most effective. And they're like, we don't have any. We don't even have any wind-based attacks. And Naofumi's like, huh, this is going to be harder. This is going to be harder than I assume. So he powers up even more and starts rushing at the Soul Eater, firing off key blasts at it while he can, and he sees the Soul Eater somehow absorbing it, and it's regaining its HP, and Naofumi's like, wait, what? How is that even... How is that even possible? So, of course, of course it can drain energy. Guess what my key is? It's basically life energy. Or mana. Dang it. He jumps back, feel a rough side. I'm going to have to use that shield. And you know that, don't worry, Magic Novel. We'll be right here. All the way. To the end. It's not for me. Gets the shield, calls out, Curse Shield, activate. Come forth. He says, come forth. Curse Shield. Or Ray Shield. As he begins yelling and he's summoning his shield, as armor begins to appear on his body. Or over his already armor. He's like, and he hears voices that say, telling him to burn it all. Death. This isn't even his rage. It's not the Dragon Rage anymore. It's Naofumi's. And Ren's. As Ren somehow had a weird effect on the Ray shield. But Naofumi then hears a voice. He says, you still have friends in this world. There are still people who care for you. And it works with Saya, and Naofumi snaps out of it. And Naofumi ends up snapping out of it. But then, guess what? Y'all know what happened? Naofumi actually breaks out of it. And he starts summoning the Iron Maiden. And she powers up Key Blast and starts firing at the Soul Eater and push it back. This time, the Soul Eater isn't even able. This time, the Soul Eater isn't able to absorb the energy, and it actually damages him. Come forth, Shield Prison. Same for Strange Shield. Same for Strange Shield. And he starts as my enemy Ogre Curse Shield. I forgot. I was gonna say it, but I flew Loki forgot it. But come forth, the Iron Maiden, as my enemy pierces 100 times in pain or something. He casts the Iron Maiden. As it comes, and it completely wipes out Soul Eater. As it completely wipes out the Soul Eater, it's now when we have the rear armor disappeared. And he transformed out of Super Saiyan. He's like, huh. Alright. That was annoying. But just then, 4 more Soul Eaters showed up. And he's like, he just like, dang. Aw, man, that was annoying. This is going to be annoying. As he begins to power back up, but 4 blasts come out of nowhere, taking out all 4 of the Soul Eaters. And he's like, wait, what? Who was that? As a weird woman shows up. And he's like, hey, who are you? And she says, well, that's a word outburst. I guess you could call me Glass. And it seems here, Shield Hero, you're going to only want to hear deserving of the title hero tonight. And you're like, you betcha, how dare you? As they all try to attack Glass, and it just don't work, bruh. It's disappointing it's sad how bad it don't work. But they end up attacking her, and she blasts them all away. It's Naofumi drinks the potion to regain his ki/mana as he powers up, and he fires. And he fires Ski Blast at Glass, and it actually hurts her. She wasn't expecting this, as he goes in Super Saiyan, as his power and stats increase 50 times over. And he literally punches Glass in her face so hard, she literally go flying. And she says, "Well, look like I have to take this seriously." and it looked like she was doing that thing in your intro, and Naofumi brings out the curse shield, and he tries to cast an Iron Maiden on her. This time, Super Saiyan have a weird effect on it, and it increases power 50 times over, and this time it actually damaged glass a little bit. She's still able to bust out of it, but she's noticeably weaker. As he powers up a Kamehameha. It's not a Kamehameha, but I don't know the exact name. But he fires the Kamehameha, exclamation marks, at glass. He fires it at glass, and it seemingly engulfs her. But the wave time just runs out, and she ran out of time. Sadly. But Dark is paranoid. It goes to same as Incarnate, and not for me collect the parts from the Soul Eater. And he gets his colorful loots and unlocking the Soul Eater shield. Since there's four of them, each shield got their own. And he lets his shield absorb it. He lets his shield completely absorb it, unlocking a plethora of new shields. But he's then summoned to the castle, and the king asks him how he got so powerful. King proceeded to ask him how he got so powerful, and Naofumi tells him to get down on his legs, knees, and beg. In his country, when somebody wants something, it's forming for him to get down, get knees, legs, and knees, and beg for it and grovel for it. And the king's still mad at Naofumi, and he's still threatening them. But this time, Naofumi primal rage kicks in, and he's like, "If you ever even think about hurting Raphtalia, nor Philo, or any of your knights who is in my party, he's gonna make sure the whole nation suffers. The entire nation suffers. And he won't stop until Gorella's done."